How do you feel when you think of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? What about choosing between paper or plastic? If you feel like running and hiding, you might have eco-anxiety. The American Psychological Association calls eco-anxiety a chronic fear of environmental doom. But it's not an official diagnosis. It's not in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, which is basically the big book of psychology. Studies indicate that a lot of people might have this. A recent Yale survey found that 70% of Americans are worried about climate change and 15% feel absolutely helpless. But according to experts, people aren't talking enough about this common condition until it appears in pop culture. In a recent episode of HBO series Big Little Lies, Amabella, who's 9 years old, collapses in class after hiding in a closet when she's learning about climate change. The scene struck a chord with fans of the show. But according to psychologists, even though eco-anxiety sounds debilitating, it isn't always a bad thing. Anxiety exists on a continuum. A low level of anxiety to moderate level of anxiety can actually spur action. Some psychologists have called anxiety a perfectly rational or even sane response to climate change. The best coping mechanism is to do something about climate change, to change your lifestyle in some way, or get politically active. And that's difficult if you have a high level of anxiety. So psychologists suggest getting professional help if you're at the point of paralysis. But professional help and taking action aren't the only ways to deal with your eco-anxiety. Going outside, connecting with your environment and your community are also ways to cope with eco-anxiety. A recent study found that 2 hours a week in nature can help promote good mental health. But connecting with our community is probably something we're not doing enough around eco-anxiety. It's just not something we talk about, which is why representing eco-anxiety in pop culture, like in this recent episode of Big Little Lies, is an important step towards making this more of an open dialogue.